So just given your overwhelming commitment to reforms, given your antecedents, and all the, call it the reform journey that you've shown, the legacy that you've built, and what has been done by your administration, and seeing that FCDO has supported the state since 2016, what is your perception of the quality of governance that you're leaving behind?
I don't know. I think that's for the people of Kaduna State to judge. You know, as I said, after 29th of May, our report card will be out. It's up to the people of Kaduna State to give us marks on the quality of governance. However, I must say, you know, the FCDO and DFID before then has been very, very helpful to us from 2015 actually. When we came in as elected officials, we received handover notes from the outgoing government, but it was briefings that we received from DFID then. The various engagements, technical support that they had given to the previous government that we found even more useful in designing our reform agenda. And we went flat out to implement what many of the interventions of DFID then, now FCDO, recommended to the previous government that it didn't implement. And we think we have laid a solid foundation for the governance of Kaduna State. We have, with the support of DFID and the World Bank, introduced a lot of transparency in our public finances. We have introduced a lot of rational planning in the way we do things. Kaduna State's first development plan, 2016 to 2020, was prepared with the support of DFID, FCDO now. And the British government also supported us to prepare sector implementation plans that drew from the State Development Plan. And it was the implementation of that put us in a good stead for the World Bank to give us a $350 million loan for economic restructuring, which is a performance for results program. We were given the facility along with Ogun State, and we've drawn down the $350 million. Ogun State is yet to draw a penny because they had not done the reforms that we're able to do with the guidance of the various DFID programs then. So we think we've laid a solid foundation for proper governance of the state. We have, with the support of the British government, also established agencies like KADIPA, our investment promotion agency, which was totally supported by DFID from inception. We're the first state government to establish an investment promotion agency in Nigeria with the support of DFID then, and it has been one of the most successful investment promotion agencies. So we think we have done all the right things. We've got a lot of sound technical advice. The consultants from PERL-ARC and other DFID programs have been very, very instrumental in the design and implementation of key reforms, not only in public service, but also, you know, improving the business environment, you know, economic planning, tax reforms, and public finance reforms. So it has been a great partnership, and we have benefited a lot. And we hope the next administration will continue to engage and draw from this quality of advice and technical support.
So you already talked a bit about the journey and some of the successes. So what would you say your high points are? What are the key successes that you remember? And are there any specific challenges that FCDO has helped you and the program PERL-ARC has helped you during your tenure as governor?
Difficult to say which are the high points, but I think that in three areas, I think we have recorded seismic improvements that even our enemies admit. The first is in the area of land reforms. We already inherited a PERL-ARC program for property registration, systematic property registration, which was going very slowly, but we scaled it up and we abolished the Ministry of Lands and Survey, which we identified very early as one of the impediments to the program. So we abolished the ministry and created the Kaduna Geographic Information Service. And today, KAGIS has become an institution that other states come to study and copy. And at last count, at least 7 states are trying to do what we did with Kaduna Geographic Information Service. We've not only computerized our land register, but we've doubled and tripled collections of land revenues. So that's one important area where FCDO's support has given us very clear results and additional revenues. The second area is in the area of investment promotion. When we came into office, businesses were leaving this state. They are shutting down. We came just at a time when Coca-Cola decided to close its plant here in Kaduna and move its production to Abuja. They converted the plant that has been in existence for 15, 20 years into just a depot. And that gave us great concern. And working with DFID, we created the Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency with the objective of making Kaduna the most attractive destination for business investments, both local and foreign. In 2014, the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index had placed Kaduna State as number 24 out of 36. And with the creation of KADIPA and the support we got from PERL-ARC, we were able to move to number 1 by 2018 in 4 years by implementing, business environment reforms. I don't remember the GEM, I think, was the program that assisted us in that. Again, sponsored by DFID. There was also MAFITA, which also was sponsored by DFID, which had to do with skills acquisition. So combining this, we're able to attract $4.2 billion in foreign and domestic investments in a period of 5 years. And a lot of that credit should go to PERL-ARC for the support they gave us. Of course, most of the credit goes to the quality of the staff we have there, the very innovative and imaginative young people that we have heading the Investment Promotion Agency, which again has become an agency that other states come to study and copy. Finally, in the area of tax reforms, we got a lot of support to enact legislation that abolished double taxation in our state, consolidated all tax laws into one consolidating legislation. And we codified all our taxes, eliminated double taxation, centralized collection of revenues in the Kaduna IRS. And without raising any taxes, we've seen our monthly collections move from less than 1 billion a month to nearly 6 billion naira a month now. So these are very clear areas where we have recorded significant improvements. And these improvements have not only improved the business environment, created jobs, and attracted investments, but has also brought revenues, internally generated revenues to the state, which has strengthened our capacity to govern. So, these 3 areas are areas that we are very proud of. These are areas where you can measure by looking at the bottom line, how much were you collecting as revenues, how many jobs were being created, how many business have moved out of Kaduna since then, 0. How many have come in? I don't know. I can't even count. So there is a lot of value in reforming your business environment, in making it attractive for businesses to come. And of course, side by side with that, we've invested in infrastructure. We've invested heavily in improving security. But all those are difficult to measure. It's difficult to measure what is the impact of improved infrastructure on business or improved security. But overall, you can see that on every index, things are moving up, and we are optimistic that we have laid solid foundations for the next administration.
So what would you recommend to the incoming administration to prioritize?
Always prioritize investment in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and improving the business environment. Is still work in progress. I think we've had massive shifts, massive improvements in all the key sectors of interest. In the past 8 years, we've ensured that at least 40% of our annual budget is targeted to education and health. The significant balance of the 60% goes to infrastructure. We would recommend to the next administration to continue on that track. As I said, it's work in progress. Kaduna has suffered arrested development for so long. This state has been static, has not seen any new innovation, new investments, and new ideas in 30 to 40 years. And we are not where we should be. This state gave birth to all the other 18 northern states and the FCT, and it should be the quintessence of progress, development, unity in diversity, and all that is good about northern Nigeria and Nigeria. Unfortunately, we've lost some of that, and our objective from day one was to make Kaduna great again. We think we are on the way, but I think it will take more than one administration to make Kaduna great again. But I think the next administration will continue in that direction, and perhaps in my lifetime we'll get there.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We're really grateful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.